All right. Man, take a deep breath. That was fun. Um, First of all, just big thanks to our university, our AD, Jason Donnelly, our president, Elizabeth Davis, and our entire athletic department, our student body. Our message has always been it's going to take everybody. And I think we started to see, the things that we've said in the past 2.5 years, that this is what it can be and this is what we can build. I think we got some people's attention tonight, and I think we got the city's attention in terms of, hey, let's go out there and see what this can be. And then they walked in here and they saw this purple and they felt the energy, and our players felt it. And I think anybody that came tonight has to be walking away saying, hey, that's a connected group that plays really hard, and that's something we can get behind. And I think this is the start. I think that we've got a great deal at Timmons Arena. We have a great atmosphere there, but at the same time, this gives a whole another realm. And if we can produce that energy, and that's the start, where can this go? And that's how I think. That's how my AD thinks. And I just want to make sure everybody understands that we appreciate the support. We appreciate everybody coming out, and we appreciate everybody getting behind us. The game in itself, I thought it was a high-level game. That was fun. It was blow for blow there for a little while, and I think it got knotted up at 26. We were making some big shots. They were making some big shots, and then they were getting us in transition, and we tightened that up a little bit and tried to get the game more in the half court. And then we did a great job on the glass. I would say for about 33 minutes tonight, we did a pretty good job on the glass for us. And it really fell there late. They were crashing, and obviously they were shooting long threes and getting long rebounds. But we were able to get stops and then get rebounds. And I thought when the game extended was when we got out in transition. And then all of a sudden we were able to run, and then we pushed the margin to 13. I thought that was key. But then we came out in the second half and pushed it a little bit more. So proud of a lot of our guys. I think everybody contributed tonight. Jordan with the big-time first half, but then continued to play and flow. Clay Mounts, I don't know what he had. Clay 17, 9, and 7, okay, nearing triple-double status. And then obviously Noah 15 and 9. And so a lot of guys did a lot of great things. Trey Clark, you might not necessarily see a lot on the stats, but what he did defensively was incredible. And he really changed the game with his defense, and he did a great job for us there. Alex Hunter, I thought he managed the game really, really well. And so everybody played a part. That's what we wanted to do. And great to be at 10 wins. Great to come downtown and get a win like that. Proud of our group.
You assured everyone that Jordan's shot was coming, and he kind of, that first half on a stage like this, for him to come alive in the first half like that was had to be fun for you to see.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Jordan's a shooter. That's what he does. And I've been telling him, hey, focus on the routine. Don't worry about the result. Just keep focusing on your routine. Keep getting good reps. We came in here Thursday. I don't know if he missed. It was he was working hard. He was sweating. He was shooting game-like shots, and he was just, he had to be 85%. He was just hitting everything. And so I had a feeling, I told the coaches in the locker room before the game, I said, he's got the look, and I've been around him long enough. I've known Jordan, man, now 6 years almost, it seems like. But he had the look, and when he gets that look, man, he can score with anybody. And was proud because I thought he did it in rhythm. I thought he did it in flow. And I didn't think he really had to go outside the offense. He just trusted the ball was moving, and once we got that ball side to side and we were cutting, we were getting some great looks, and was glad obviously to see it go in.
Obviously, having the big lead late was helpful in this regard, but what was the key to help you kind of weather the storm there when you weren't able to get a field goal over the last 4:20 or so?
Yeah, the game got a little choppy, and they obviously had to start driving quick, and they had to start shooting a bunch of threes, and then they started pressing. And so, when you take long shots, you're going to have long rebounds. And I thought when they shot it, we were going into the paint, and then the ball was coming out over us. And, in those situations, you've got to make sure that you get out of the paint and you check, and then you go pursue the ball. I think if we could have gotten some of those rebounds, then all of a sudden they're not getting in the press, right? And we're in transition, and maybe we get some cleaner looks. And then at that point, you got to play the numbers. Even though they were making some things happen, because we had the margin like we had it, I still thought the clock was our best friend. And so with about 3 minutes to go, it's, hey, uncontested layups. That's it. Okay, everything else we're going to pull out. and we're going to let this clock go. And sometimes, what happens, I don't like doing that. It's not my personality, because sometimes you're waiting to see the one shot you can get late, and that scares you. But I thought it was just too big of a margin, and I wanted to make sure that we were draining some clock. And but they did a good job. They kept playing, they kept shooting, and they hit 8 threes tonight. But fortunately, they only hit 3 of 18 in the second half, and so that was big. That was big for us. We thought we had to do a better job in the second half on the 3-point line, and fortunately, we did.
To that point, you talk about this team. I think they hit more threes than anyone in the nation last year. It seemed like you guys attacked all night defensively. Just talk about, and I saw a few wrinkles, the 1-3-1 and some of the traffic stuff. Just talk about this game, and do you think this is probably how you saw the game playing out defensively?
I don't know what we got up at that point. We got up by 19 with 8 to go. I didn't necessarily envision us being up 19 just because of how good Winthrop is. People are going to look at their record. They've lost 4 games by 4 points or less. Okay, they played Duke nose to nose for about 25 minutes and lost by 10. And they went to St. Mary's and won. And so, Coastal, they're up 17 in the second half, and they let a lead slip, and that was a tough game there. But these guys are good, and we knew we had to do a great job on Burns, and man, did we. I mean, wow. Our guys fought, and our whole deal is connection. We're not going to be able to guard you one-on-one, but man, we can guard you with 5 when we're locked in. And I thought we did a great job taking them out of the game. And then we were going to try to. We knew they were going to test us off the bounce. We knew that's where we had been struggling, and we were going to have to answer the bell there. And for the most part, I thought we did a pretty good job there. And they do some unique things that are hard to guard, and so we had to be locked in. But I tell you what, I mean, for 35 minutes, I thought we were a locked in bunch. And there's human tendency there to get that big of a margin. I think it's over, but give them credit for continuing to fight.
Jordan got hot there early on, and it seemed to open up the rest of his game where he'd get to the line, and that seemed to be a thing for your whole team tonight. That's something that you haven't had every game in and game out, but that was obviously a big factor tonight.
Yeah, I thought as much as people have been testing us on the bounce, I thought tonight was a big game. I told our team, I said, this is a downhill game. This is going to be a downhill game. And whoever can get downhill and play the best in the paint, I think that's who's going to win this game. And, for us to get 19 assists and to only have 11 turnovers and 7 of those being Noah, so the rest of the team only having 4, the 19 assists, I think, there's a balance there. You have to attack. They really do a good job flowing. They really bring multiple defenders on penetration. They got us a couple times early. They were raiding those gaps. And so as long as we were going to drive and play on 2 and find the next, that's why you saw tonight. I mean, how many of those cuts did we get on the baseline? Trey got that beautiful cut right there and got that dunk. And Alex had that backdoor cut. I thought we had some good cuts off of our drives, because when they're going to put that much attention to the drive, as long as you don't try to overdo it, which we did a few times, but as long as we play connected and we're working to get each other shots, you can really take advantage of that. And I thought for the most part we did that. But, yeah, I mean, we've got some guys that can put it on the deck. We just got to be attack ready on the catch. And I thought early in the game we had a couple catches where we weren't decisive, right? And for us, we like to play what we call 0 seconds basketball. And you got basically 0 seconds to make that decision. We want that decision made before the catch. And so attack that ball with your feet and make a decision. Are you going to shoot it? You're going to drive it? You're going to shot stop it? And let's play. And then when we get in the paint, look, we're going to beat 1. We're not going to try to beat 2. Let's find the next guy. And I thought to get 19 assists versus a team like that and a defense like that, I thought it was a credit to that. Being aggressive, right, but making sure that we're being aggressive for each other.
What have you learned or seen about this team to this point that gives you a lot of confidence as you start now taking on the rest of the way?
I'll tell you what. I mean, you sit out there and watch it for spurts, and it's lights out. I mean, the ceiling on this group, and when we're locked in and we're connected and we're flying around and we're moving that ball, it's fun. As a coach, you're just sitting there watching. You're like, man, this is a thing of beauty. And I think there's some things that that we've got to continue to tighten up to just get to that level of consistency that we're going to need night in, night out. And making sure this is an emotional, energetic group, right? And we've got to make sure that we're doing that on a daily basis and that we're feeding off each other. I thought Jalen Slauson brought some energy tonight. I thought, obviously, Trey Clark brought some energy tonight. Those guys, Noah Gurley brings a ton of energy. Jordan, when he starts doing what he's doing, we've got some guys that are really magnetic, and they start feeding off each other, and it's just fun. And so we've just got to continue to iron out those patches, right, where there's attention to details that are dropping. And it's usually when we have a lead, when we have a margin, and then all of a sudden we're making a miss, but we're missing a box out, right? Or we're having a silly turnover, or doing something that's just not really characteristic of what we need to do because we get a little bit comfortable. And you know, I've said this, I think when you have 4 of your top 8 being sophomores, I think some of that stuff you got to continue to iron out. But we've played 13 games in about a 6-week span. And I was looking at it yesterday, our next 13 will be in a 9-week span. And I think this team needs that. I think we need some practice time. And we're about to have, I mean, good grief, we get a 6-day break. I feel like I'm about to go on vacation. And so we're going to have some time to breathe and practice and get better at some things. And then we're going to go home for Christmas, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to have some more time to practice. So, you know, I love what we've done. I don't think there's a lot of people that had us 10-3 at this point with the schedule that we have. But, you know, you call this crazy coach, whatever you want to call it, I still think there's more. And we're really good, and we've got a chance to be phenomenal, and we've got a chance to go do whatever we want to do and win whatever games we want to win. We've just got to sell out to having that competitive consistency on the defensive end for 40 minutes, and we're getting there. Tonight I thought we showed progress there.
And keeping with the theme of defense, Josh Ferguson, one of the best players in mid-major basketball. I noticed you held him to 11 points with the bigger stat. I think you were 0 assists, and so you weren't letting him pass out and find those three-point shooters. Talk about what you did defensively against him, and maybe an individual that stood out to you regarding him.
You know, it's for me. You're not going to hear me talk a ton about individual defenders just because of how we play. It really involves everybody, and you know, we had to do it. It wasn't a super complicated game plan. We had to make sure it all started in transition. The more we watched them, the more they got early free looks from the perimeter and from the post in transition. And so, I mean, they'll come down and Burns will just run down there and they'll just throw it to him right in transition. And so we had to make sure we stayed high on the floor on him, and then we had to limit early threes. And then half court, we knew they were going to run action, but most importantly, they were going to test us off the bounce. We had to make sure we kept it out of the post, kept it out of the paint via penetration, and then we had to finish on the glass. And we had to all do that together. And so, you know, the job we did on Burns was outstanding. I'm not sure we could have done much better. We turned him over 4 times in 11 minutes. We held him to 2 rebounds and 2 points. And so the job we did there was critical because obviously top 100 player, you know, guy that played at Tennessee, and, you know, his size we knew, and he's a heck of a passer. I mean, he made some passes on film I haven't seen a big make since Rafferty. And then they've got a very interesting player in Valdron. I mean, he's 6'6", 6'7", like a point forward type guy, and he gets in the paint, and then he just makes plays. And tonight, the whole key was just eye discipline. You had to be able to see ball and man simultaneously, and you had to know when the ball needed help and when they were looking for shooters. And they do a good job cutting the corners as well. But I thought for the most part, I don't think we gave up any corner burns, any corner back cuts from what I recall. And I thought our eye discipline was pretty good in those gaps for the most part. It was good enough, you know, to get the margin where it was.
Yep, all right.
All right. Thank you.